So what we want to do now is stop the CDI holder from bouncing off the bracket, which is very easy, and then it sits here and then it resonates, and that's how you get CDI trouble faster too. So we don't want that. So what am I going to do? So I'm going to Velcro the back to the airbox. She's a very dirty towel, the kind you don't keep in your garage. So this one says industrial strength, which might be complete bullshit, of course. It's twice as expensive as the regular pack. There, I fell for the marketing. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. On the CDI. Might be enough. So the side stand override has to go somewhere, which is the original regulator has 2 green wires, but based on the wire diagram they meet somewhere down in the same place. So I think if I just hook it up, it should be good. The previous one did not have a green wire going there. Anyway, let's hook it up and see what happens. It's not that great, but it should hold. A bit of tape around here too to keep it together. And let's see if it goes back in there. A couple of people mentioned on YouTube when I was going on about overflowing reservoirs that you have to press this. Well, that makes sense. Beautiful. Thanks for the tip, guys. It's an innie, not an outie. Look at that, no worries here. Awesome. All right, gotta do that oil change before the sun goes down. Let's try not to make a mess. I'm very good at that. There we go. Beautiful oil, but it has to go. You know what's bloody amazing? That for the next at least 50,000 kilometers, that whenever I open the oil, there's probably still almost exactly the same quantity in there as I put in there before. Welcome to the future. Digital oil sensor. I'm really stoked about this. Always liked being able to measure oil temperature, and now instead of the turkey cooker I can do it digitally. Ain't that something? Gotta be careful because this plug is definitely alloy. Alright, it's a good fit. Battery's running out. So, fill up with oil, new oil. You got the turkey unit here. So I'll be digital and analog. Digitalog. 2.2 liters regular, should be about 2.4 with oil filter replacement. Anyway, in case I was having an EMP attack, I'll still be able to read the oil. That was one of the, if not the fastest oil change, complete oil change that I've ever done, and the cleanest, and in my good clothes. It's a special day. And while we're at it, top up the coolant. Okay, could have waited with the coolant because I forgot about the water temperature sensor. I had to look around online to make sure that the Kozo sensor fits in the thermostat housing. And it does. I can't find anything on the Transalp, but it does so for the Africa Twin. That's good enough for me. Luckily the thermostat is pretty high up, but it's still below the highest point of coolant. So I'm gonna drain a quarter of it or so. Thermostat sensor in the thermostat housing was being a tough cookie. Sprayed CRC, went and had dinner, came back, added with the wrench, and started rounding off the corners. Fitted in an Imperial one, which is slightly oversized, but did the trick and it's coming out. Hooray. Now hopefully it's the same size as the Kozo. Here we are. Tough bugger. So dark in here. So cold outside. That does look promising. But because of the Kozo wire, I can't use a socket. I can only use a wrench. Can only get to it at an awkward angle. And I have to twist it around with the screwdriver. Get it on vertically, or however you would call it, and then twist it. So the plan is to get it in as far as I can this way, and then twist it. So the plan is to get it in as far as I can this way, and then for the last bit of twist, I'll put this, try and get this socket on it. Yeah, see, not ideal this. And it's on. Sweet ass, that ended up a lot better than I was fearing it would go. Thanks Kozo for making that a pretty universal adapter, so I don't have to get the inline hose adapter. Let's get that coolant back in. Still had a packet of dielectric grease, which repels water, I think, that's the idea. It's going on this Kozo extension plug for the water meter sensor, because it's in an area that should catch some water. Anyway, lots of other spots I want to stick this on too. I ran it differently. Damn, it's dark in here. Ran it differently. So I just loop it back for the, just makes it into here connection, and then run the extension that way instead of running this next to the head. A bit more waterproof. Plenty of wire anyway. Gonna hide all those wires away. Already brought out the cable ties. The mud protection here out of the way so I can clamp it. The wire for the oil sensor behind a clamp here on the frame. That's all hooked up here in the back. Hopefully good news will spark from there. 8:30. Gotta finish up the front, sort out all the wires nicely, and by the time I have the tank on there, it should be 10 o'clock. That should give me 1 more hour. I need the motorbike to ride. Hopefully this isn't too stuck. No, because I already had to deal with that back in Tui. This Speedo screw. So freaked out there for a second, because I always thought that the physical Speedo cable had to go here in at the top into this adapter, and I was trying it out and it was too small. Like, shit, do I have the wrong one? But then
it dawned on me, it's like, oh no, this should go in here at the bottom directly into the Speedo drive gear, which makes a lot more sense, right?
Though we might still have a problem here, because look how fat this one is and how small this one, the adapter is. So digitalspeedos.co.uk also state that this is for the XL600V, so that has to be wrong. This will not fit on here as far as I can tell. Wire madness here, and since I'll be opening all of this up again anyway, just some unorthodox dealing with the wires. Cool, that's all working. What else do we got? 12.7 volt, 3.5 degrees, 3.6 degrees, something is. A, that's the water, coolant. That's the oil. Alright, let's see if this baby will start. Because, look at that, I'm not pressing the solenoid, no nothing. Pressing the brake. Ah, still click. Oh, I was so hoping that would not be the case anymore. That sucks. Well, can't win them all. Alright, got an actual leak for once. Coolant leak. Must have had a bit of a pull while I was working on the thermostat. So that's interesting because I need to adjust hoses on both sides. The clamps. Just tightening up the clamps. So it looks like I got the electric system stable again, as in the voltmeter is happy. Didn't change anything what I did in the back there for the problem with the ignition, and still have the starter problem. So I'm still on track to replace the relay, the solenoid. I'm gonna ride with the side open so I can just jump start the bike every time. But I got a nice temperature meter. Yeah, 14.5 volts, 48. A should be water, and then the other one, although it might be oil, water might be 77 degrees at the moment. Lit up, still plenty to do, but another step forward, I reckon. On to the next weekend. See ya.